As I mentioned, it was quite a trophy haul thanks to FIFA just earlier this week for the best from a goalkeeper perspective and the best overall for Luka Modric. But now they have to prove it again. A struggle midweek. And Luka Modric going up against Antoine Griezmann, who made it quite evident that he was displeased with being ignored on both the UEFA and FIFA stage. What better way to prove his worth than on the field here today? 81 degrees, clear skies above, low humidity, little on the warm side, but a gorgeous day in the Spanish capital as the two teams step onto the pitch. Juan Martinez Munuera, the man with the whistle here today. He's drawn a few whistles from Antoine Griezmann last year. We'll get into that. Let's just say they have a history. And the Tifo in full display. But this is a stadium where that could quickly turn into the white hankies. Round 7 of La Liga Santander. And it is the Capital City Classic. The Derby of Madrid. Phil Shane alongside Ray Hudson. And Ray, the tension is building.
One of the most wonderful games on planet Earth, and a wonderful sign-off across the world will be delivered by these two fabulous footballing teams. The Europa champions against the European Cup champions. We've just had a wonderful appetizer watching Barcelona drop points, and Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid could vault over them to #1 spot. It won't be easy. This will be a wonderful long walk down a threatening, treacherous alley where nothing will be given up for granted. This is what the Royal Whites, the world champions, come out with.
And it is Thibaut Courtois that will be back in net. Some of the vulnerabilities that were cautioned following his arrival were evident midweek, as Julen Lopetegui been able to tighten things up. As you see, Reilon and Vinicius getting the call up from the B side. Dani Carvajal returning from injury, while Diego Godin and Sergio Ramos, two of the best of their generation, maybe two of the all-time best.
Both teams coming out really locked and loaded, and this is what the Colchoneros come out with.
Godin will be paired with his compatriot Jimenez, who's back from injury. Koke sliding out wide, and Griezmann and Costa in the attack. And here on the bench, Santiago is still awaiting his turn. Juan Fran and Felipe Luis, the old guys, still getting it done alongside Godin. Mentioned Juan Martinez Munuera, the referee, Diego Barbero, Cesar Noval, Miguel Bosch, the others at the field. Gonzalez, the video assistant referee. And here, the incidents that can be affected by what he sees on the screen. And now they will be passing out the FIFA awards for a recognition. Marcelo, who is out injured, muscle injury midweek, joining in the celebration. Look at Liam. He's ready to hang 10.
Yep, it's as relaxed as his daddy. And wonderful celebration of these star-studded footballers. And of course, let's not forget about Thibaut Courtois.
The best goalkeeper, although the man that he replaced for Atletico in the nets was actually in the FIFA 11. Well, Luka Modric, who beat out his old teammate Cristiano Ronaldo for the top honor. Just moments away from the start of this one.
Let's get ready for this one, because this Real Madrid team have not beaten Atleti at the Santiago Bernabeu for a long time, Phil. Going back to the 2012 season, can they do it today? The #1 spot is there for whoever takes all of the points.
Martinez moves into position, checking with his assistants. The bird's eye view.
Lucky birds.
We are underway. Marco Asensio rolls it back into Luka Modric. His first touch out wide for the returning Carvajal, the 33-time champion Real Madrid against the 10-time champion Atletico Madrid. And again, recent history has gone colchonero. See if Madrid can stay off the mattress today.
Well, they've been good at home lately, on the verge of 6 consecutive home wins here, Real Madrid. That's a lovely touch from Gareth.
Asensio to the inside. And again, notice he's in that inside channel as Benzema slides over towards the left.
See that lovely cover by Varane around Sergio Ramos, allowing him to step in to Costa and Griezmann. And you see Casemiro coming back to help whenever those two demons are released.
There's Modric, sneaks it in, just a little too much.
As you say, Phil, this team of Asensio's very good at home lately. Lopetegui's men and Zidane's 12 home games without defeat, and they've been rattling in the goals. 42. It'll take something to beat him and his counterpart at the other end, but there are the special gifted players of world class in La Liga Santander. They're on full display here today. This is always a tense tightrope to transverse, and it takes usually something very special. Talking is special. He's got it in him, Asensio. We've seen it in the last game as well, but came to naught. Be those moments for these special players, the likes of Griezmann, Costa, Gareth Bale, Asensio, on and on, Benzema, Koke. Who's going to spell the difference? Nice football.
Off to this near side, Felipe Luis lifts it towards that back post. A little deflection from Casemiro. Koke sliding into the center again. Diego Simeone and Lopetegui pulling out all the stops here today. Kind of interesting, Ray. One person who's under the radar but has a chance to steal the spotlight. Ball smashed back by Saul and over to this near side, Felipe Luis. We already saw Thibaut Courtois being recognized for his best goalkeeper. Juan Fran, edge of the 18, looking for Griezmann. Into the middle and laid back by Rodri Hernandez.
Nicely.
The shot punched away. Courtois diving back to make the save.
Yeah, straight at him. Just a good red hot crack, but it's directly at the fists of fury of Courtois. Nice build up from Atletico.
They'll retreat, and this is the guy I'm talking about. Mentioned the FIFA Best 11, and it was David De Gea who earned that. So the ex-Atleti and the ex-Atleti, but the man who currently wears the Atleti goalkeeping gloves, Jan Oblak, as we take a look at the AT&T starting lineups, has outdone them all. De Gea was brilliant in his time in the Spanish capital. Courtois came in and did even better. But Jan Oblak, his first 100 games, have to go back a little bit to get there. His first 100 games, 58 clean sheets.
There's another good look at this one. It's stung over distance, but it's directly at him, and he's not taking a chance on holding it. Too hot to handle for Courtois.
Chance now for Lemar, the Monaco man, who's probably quite happy to get out of the province now. Ball sails for Griezmann.
Oh, unlucky.
Acrobatically contorts himself.
Flies over all of the defense, and Griezmann's recognizing it. He adjusts himself and pulls away from Carvajal like skin on a tangerine. It pops over him, and it's a great dynamic. A good effort. But you're right, Phil. I mean, All Blacks statistics stand up, but he's much more than that as well. Operating in front of one of the best defences in all of World Club football, of course. Look out!
Lamar to the inside, but the pass towards Griezmann intercepted.
Thomas Lamar, 2 goals already in his early season with Atletico.
Chance on the break, Asensio. No Isco today, not even on the bench. Appendicitis sidelining him. Gareth Bale.
Hand me a tissue, please. Sad exclusion from one of the great footballers of the world, Isco, and here's another look at one of the greatest footballers, the wonderful Antoine Griezmann, making me feel old, Phil. I remember seeing him develop in front of our eyes when he played for Real Sociedad, and from the early days you could tell he was a spellbinding footballer. World Cup winner now. Oh. No Thomas Partey today, but Thomas Lamar, as we said earlier.
If he brings the candles.
No Gelson Martins as well, who's fitted in nicely to Simeone's schemes.
Partey on the bench, by the way, along with Kalinic, Correa, Vitolo. But Gelson Martins out with that bruised knee. Savic also missing. So Jimenez and Godin better be on their best.
Usually takes something very special of a skeleton key to opening up this Atletico Madrid team, who started their season off, remember, in the Spanish Super Cup with the overtime win against Real Madrid to win the Spanish Super Cup. And then it started to go a little wobbly after beating the world champions and the European Cup champions. Didn't get off to the best of starts, but of late they've been hitting the proverbial operatic high note.
Modric trying to sneak it forward. Still seems strange not to see Gavi Fernandez in that number 14, but Rodri highly thought of and getting the start here today.
A good player, Spanish international already at just 22 years old. Rodri.
It's away from Casemiro, chance for Costa, but a good step up Ramos.
It's a rough touch by Costa there, a nice ball into him.
Bale and Benzema. Many wondered where the goals would come from following Cristiano Ronaldo's departure. People predicted Bale, but it's Benzema who's been the big benefactor.
4 goals in 6 appearances for Big Benz. Gareth's chipped in as well, 3 and 5.
I thought you didn't like stats.
I don't, I hate them.
Varane up over the top. Rodri caught napping.
There's stats and there's facts.
And there's damn lies. I seem to remember someone famous said that. Kroos over on that far side.
Switch that.
Sneaks it in. Bale on his right, takes the extra touch and tries to cross.
Wonderful run off the ball, beautiful supply to his run. It's measured beautifully. Again, Modric leads with a red carpet pass, and there's a lovely touch past Godin, and the Welsh fire-breathing dragon. The samurai haircut lights it up. Looking for that square, I think for the pullback, but there was nothing arriving. And ding-dong football, seesawing back and forth between Los Vikingos and the Colchoneros.
Look at Casemiro. One of the big questions, in addition to Lopetegui filling in for Zinedine Zidane, would be already talked about with Ronaldo filling the goals, but backing up Casemiro, backing up Marcelo. They elected in the preseason to stick with Nacho. Casemiro out there, and they need him. Bypassing the Brazilian over for the German Kroos. Little flick wide for Fernandez. Nacho Fernandez, pretty much the utility man for Real Madrid over the last half-decade. Modric measuring. Scrambling over to the right. Kroos. Talking about statistics, there's a new one that's been developed.
Oh, great.
Central midfielders, defensive midfielders, if you will, trying to figure out a way to prove their value.
Nicely.
Modric for Bale, tries to flick it in for Benzema, but can't.
Look out.
Chance for cross from distance. Carvajal instead.
Lucky.
Wickets
to go
shut.
Through the wickets of Koke there. Good wicket keeper behind him. Well, even the Madridistas would say that his team were dismantled against a vibrant and absolutely wonderful Sevilla with the Sanchez-Pizjuan in their last game. It wasn't a game to remember for Real Madrid. Gareth had a couple of real good opportunities, but Sevilla, well, they could have put 6 on the board that fateful night. But Real Madrid just caught off a little bit of colour that night after all of the travelling, as you said, to pick up their rewards. And 1 or 2 other changes in front of goal, especially missing Keylor Navas.
Beautiful touch by Nacho, held up, and in fact the whistle will blow.
It looks as if they've certainly collected themselves here. And it's a bright start by both teams. Knife edge.
Don't forget your Ford beIN Sports Connect app. Download it from your app store for free and watch beIN in full HD. 10 channels of fun. Check out beInsports.com for the schedule. All the way to the near side, bypassing Koke. Carvajal got away a bit. Burst to the goal line, but can't get the cross in. Good hustle by Koke.
Crowd likes what they're saying, and Atletico fans as well. Got to be pleased with the way the team's defending. And he looks as if he's a little happier now than he was against Sevilla. He's been dangerous. Well, both teams with a good positive start to this match, 10 minutes in.
Hanging high, back post. Ramos back into the middle and took a pop to the eye as he snaps that header to Oblak. Looks like it's Saul that was on the receiving end. Oh.
Yeah, spotted that one out well, Phil. And that red stuff's supposed to be on the inside, so the medics will come on. Could have been argued as a foul as the arms come over.
And Jimenez trying to make sure the defense in good position.
Always a sharp point, of course, of the skull where that eyebrow is, and that's often where the danger comes. Strangely, if you get it on the front of your head, those ones are the ones that hurt more. They'll be fine. A little bit of tape on it.
There, the earlier shot that Courtois parried away. Ramos down, not in pain, just making sure that they get the blood stopped.
Just like watching, seeing those staple guns by the medics where they'd come in and just go pop, pop. But they didn't need it this time.
Just in case Reguilon.
Great head of the ball.
Loosening up on the sideline. They would slide Nacho in if needed, but looks like Ramos will be fine.
Some people complaining about the goal that they conceded from a corner there the other night, and who wasn't going to attack with the type of players that Real Madrid have for set pieces. And they do empty the tank going forward, but Sevilla certainly stung them on the counter. But they've been so great over the years we've been watching them, Phil, from all sorts of set pieces, and that man with the eye injury there has been the leader of the pack.
Back to Jimenez. Slotting in for Savic, who was missing here today. Nice from Godin.
It's wonderfully recognized, an early run. Griezmann's so good at that, holding his parallel run.
Griezmann
leads to
good
this.
Passing. Too
Just
far.
Overhit. Really beautiful ball out of the back from Godin. and he's always willing. Running parallel into that hole. Diego Costa there get off this schneid this season. No goals for Diego.
Only 8 goals so far through their opening 6 games for Atletico.
This team come in with good momentum, and their confidence is on full display. Conservative approach to games, of course, but it's got them where they are. And La Liga success and European success, even in defeat. This team has been rebuilt wonderfully in a new stadium, great management and great business acumen on when to step into the transfer market, when to sell, and they keep replacing world-class players with wonderful footballers that just grow into world-class players. Look out.
Griezmann almost in stride.
Beautiful run from Costa. Can it rein it in? And it was a dagger ball from Griezmann.
Stripped away by Carvajal. Bale just getting a boot out. And then impeded. Foul against Koke, who looks up in disbelief. Nacho. Little deflection off Lemar. Back comes Asensio. Started in the center, but now back out on that left wing where he's filled in following the departure of Cristiano. Now a chance out wide. Carvajal. Simeone barking instructions.
A wonderful preview ahead of the game here today. Our producers showing Mono Burgos barking at Mourinho. Remember that day, Phil?
That was a hard hit by Juan Fran as Nacho goes sailing. Got to remember that wasn't that far removed from Mourinho's well, I was going to say tete-a-tete, but it was a different part of his anatomy with Tito Villanova. So all the La Liga assistants
the eye gouging, you can see it, Phil.
All the La Liga assistants were on notice with Jose.
Yeah, but Mono Burgos shot it back to him that day, didn't he? I am not Tito, he said. I'll rip your head off to Mourinho. Wonderful words.
Godin getting tangled, but no foul. Into the middle, Koke. Through ball, Griezmann, he's onside. Courtois drops. Griezmann in. Fakes. Shoots. What a stop by the big Belgian as he gets the hand up in time.
Well, it's his first big save for Real Madrid, and it is a world-class one this time. I thought it was offside, in all honesty, in live time, but the flag stayed down, and Griezmann drives in on Courtois, but the big black octopus comes out and spreads his tentacles every which way. Ankles going one way, knees going the other. Kama Sutra save.
Given back by Kroos, but too far for Bale. Benzema challenge.
Beautiful. Beautiful from Jose Jimenez.
Rodri.
I tell you what, when we look at it again, Phil, I'm not sure that Griezmann did much wrong. He only had to go high because the angles were shut down both left and right. A tremendous save by Courtois.
Juan Fran fakes down the line, tries to feed it in. Of course, the question always with Courtois is going to be, what would Navas have done? Navas might have made the stop, but it would have been different. Bale gets tripped out of bounds.
Well, that might have been one of those great examples as well. That this would have been recognized earlier, but that's certainly a foul. Here's the wonderful ball, and I cannot see from that angle.
Ramos tried to put the air brakes on.
It's coming in from a tough angle. Well, I think the goalkeeper's going to be one of the favourites, but he goes with the outside of the foot lob. Oh, he saves it with his head. He's beaten. He's beaten.
The head's part of his body.
Oh yeah, so he intended to save that with his head, sure.
20
Either
minutes
way, it
in.
was a wonderful spreading of the body, and there's a bit of a rough chip by Griezmann, audaciously going with the outside of his foot on the run.
And triple teamed. Pulls away, pulled back by Rodri. He'll earn the free kick.
Always available and responsible to come into the, feeling the machetes coming out at the back of him. There's the first few, and he has taken some hits there, and finally the kick through the back from Godin gets caught.
You're surprised
a yellow
he's been
card
scoring?
there, and that should have been a yellow card, because that was pretty cynical from Atletico.
Surprised that the balls have gone in for Benzema. Many thought he was basically just the chaperone for Cristiano in recent years.
Ools. Wonderful player.
Now, maybe no better server of the ball.
On that theme, I think Ronaldo absolutely reveled with playing Benzema.
Cross, back post, coming in, Bale! And it whistles wide of the far post.
Wonderful ball again, delivered. Pint of beer into a shot glass. Curled and swerved by Tony. Wonderfully found, and this is a dress rehearsal, people. This isn't slap and hope. This is rehearsed, and he just cannot take a couple of degrees off of it. Not an easy chance. Wonderful run. He'll be disappointed, but great service. Wonderful threat.
2 golden opportunities, one for each team over the last couple of minutes.
I really should have written the OK Corral this.
Well, next month we'll be gifted with the magic that is El Clasico, but in recent years, since the arrival of Diego Simeone, this match has rivaled it in intensity. Felipe Luis off to this near side.
It has. And in 20 minutes here, it's Mongoose against the Python. I don't know which is which. Good ball.
Rodri finds Lamar, help out wide.
Lovely.
Goes inside instead.
Nothing on the inside for him.
Juan Fran, deceptive. Tries to get the cross past Nacho, but can't. Corner.
Good cover on the inside there by the captain. Yeah, okay, Nacho as well. Another World Cup winner taking the corner kick in Thomas Lemar.
In swinger. Playing his line, Courtois, looking for Costa.
Good cover by Carvajal on Costa there. He needed to challenge into Diego. Strange matchup that. Nacho getting the job done. Ramos will take Godin. Nice pass.
Felipe Luis back to Rodri. In for Saúl. That's the one thing also, Ray. You talk about Godin. You also have Jimenez and Saúl. Lamar just making Casemiro look foolish. Out for Felipe Luis. Squared to the spot. Ramos off of Asensio. Back to Kazmierski. Lamar tees it up. And Saúl bounds it wide.
Thunderous applause for Thomas Lemar, wonderfully involved at 22 years of age as well. This World Cup winner, ex-Monaco man at the heart of everything. We take another flashback for Gareth, who sees it come and sees it go. Wonderfully locked his focus on that ball, just to make the nice clean hit. With the ball dropping into you like that on the run, applaudable in its failure. But Madrid want to go.
2 chances here as Atletico on the front foot.
Yeah.
Griezmann's been the man, but Costa might be the important one. When he has scored against Real Madrid, he's never lost. In fact, 3-0. When he hasn't scored, he's never won. 0-2-10.
He hasn't been too involved in this game so far. It's been Griezmann and this wonderful Thomas Lemar, who's linking up everything in between. only played 13 times for France, but the big part player in the World Cup success of French national team. Tremendous player. Good pickup, another shrewd acquisition.
So Ray, in recent years, they've bought quite a few of the class players, only to go back to the grit and graft in the second half of the season. Ball whistled by Bale. Although the rest of La Liga has come back to them a lot quicker than would have expected.
Say graft. Let me tell you, there's a lot of craft in this Atletico Madrid team.
Modric hangs it high. They're an injury.
So close. He'll claim it. Not much more Bale could have done. I mean, truly wonderful effort at both ends. Goalkeeper saving it with his bonds on one end, and then Gareth just not able to adjust his gyroscope by one little angle.
Black launching it to midfield. Ray, we just saw Dani Ceballos loosening up. At this point of the game, midway through the half, is that just a player going out to loosen, or because we haven't seen Kroos, Modric, or Casemiro appear to be limping?
No. Asensio been very much in the shadows of this game as well. But it's been to and fro. Possessions have been quality both ways going forward. Defensive duties being exercised well by both teams, and yet they've still been able to wriggle off the hook a little bit. Nobody opening the account yet. The team's playing really well.
Hall into the middle for Kroos. By the way, that would have been a pack. That new stat, moving the ball past a defender.
Are you making up your own stats now?
Two defensive midfielders came up with it, and there would have been 2 or 3 more, although Nacho doesn't bring it down. No one packs better than Toni Kroos, basically either through a dribble or a pass, bypassing a defender and advancing the ball. Does it about 80 times a game.
Put a statistic on that man's heart for me, will you? And then maybe I'll start paying attention to you. It's impossible. It's there again.
And part of the FIFA best 11. And it's not as though he's perfect. He does make mistakes, but the heart and the leadership more than make up for it. Nice cut by Carvajal.
He wants it back.
Asensio back to Dani. Into the middle for Benzema, and the tackle takes it away by Jimenez.
Magic stop from the Charrua. He's got to come swinging in on the vein like Tarzan to save the bacon here, and he does. Jose arrives and wraps it up. Good play again.
Bale, left foot, and he doesn't catch it.
Bouncer.
Saul up the line, too far for Lamar.
Wonderful defense from Atletico, which she can just come to expect. But the ex-Danubio man really big in a big cork in the bottle there for Atletico. A goal denying tackle.
Both of these teams benefiting as Bale tries to caress it near side by more dropped points. That's now 3 matches in a row for Barcelona atop the league where they have dropped points.
Real Madrid dropping them as well, and strangely enough, if this scoreline did stay the same, nothing would change at the top of the Primera of Spain. A funny old world, but I think there's a winner out there in this game. There's too much creativity going on, despite the X's cancelling out the O's.
To say nothing would change. Sevilla would jump into the mix after they get another big win today at Eibar. By the way, some sad news. Apparently a few fans, as that one is going to be whistled for offside, a few fans injured when part of the stands collapsed in Eibar earlier today. during the celebration for a Sevilla goal. Stay tuned to the extra, more on that, as well as the Sevilla victory in Barcelona and Athletic.
Well said, Phil, because that Sevilla team looks for real.
Just ask Real. Carvajal. Wicket stay closed. Kissed up for Koke, and a tackle from Carvajal, and reaching for the pocket is Juan Martinez.
The old days of football, this probably would have been allowed, but not anymore. Danny comes sliding in, tries to get to the ball ahead of Koke, but he doesn't. He comes through the player because of the touch from Koke. That one should have been called offside. It was. There's the cut across, and that wonderful intervention by Jimenez. Applaudable defending, really. The textbook stuff for the defenders watching it, enjoying themselves watching this. Some good thud and blunder, and some good choreographed, coordinated tackles. Good ball, good run, he's in.
And he's on. Koke. Griezmann makes the run. Bangs off of Casemiro. It's off the hand.
I tell you what, this is very close, but it ain't going to be given. And
now,
this could be close. Take a look at this.
Oh.
This is on. This is on. This was a handball.
The arm away from the body.
From the player, and it's a clear strike. And will this go to VAR? From that angle, he's putting it back, and it's the boys in the van are looking at it. Nope. Well, they've decided not. On the first review, it certainly looked like a handball, but it just shows you that shift of the camera, and the arm is a little bit behind Casemiro, but it's always arguable, man.
Lamar from the flag. Low to the near post. Benzema actually hits it the other direction, and it's out for another corner. Antoine Griezmann's going to have to come up with a few new words for the referee.
That was close.
Got into it with him after a penalty wasn't called against Girona last year.
Just a couple of degrees away. If that arm is just a couple of degrees away more, then it probably would have been given. It's a fine line in between a penalty kick and a non-call.
Odin challenging and slams into Casemiro. Casemiro rolling and writhing.
Rolling and writhing. Phil. Nothing there.
And the blood pouring out of Ramos's eye again. Again, he will not back down from any challenge.
Barely brushes by him. And Casemiro, fair enough, makes a little bit more of it than maybe he should have, but why not?
Now again, if the blood cannot be staunched, Ramos would have to leave, but it doesn't appear to be that big a cut. And to go from Sergio Ramos to a 21-year-old debutant would be quite a change on that back line.
He's fine. His corner men are good.
Settling at Koke, eluding Bale. If they need Ferdy Pacheco out there with that magic sponge. There's Varane.
Staple in it.
Lopetegui. In some ways, people just waiting, not for him to fail, but to see how he reacts against these big clubs. They stumbled against Sevilla. Can they bounce back today?
I'm not so sure if it was a stumble. It was a collapse, and they've responded tremendously in this game. But I know they've got a tiger by the tail and his teeth at the other end in the shape of Atletico. So pulsating and enthralling game. Nothing between these two sides. Brave football by Atletico Madrid. Costa still waiting in the long grass. Barely had anything to feast on. And he's hungry. Asensio again, very quiet.
Raul finds a gap. Wide for Juan Fran. In for Koke, times the run well.
Clever.
Back for Lamar. Might not have been for him, though. Benz takes it away.
Played by the Frenchman.
Nacho, poor clearance. Up steps Juan Fran. Lamar back to his left. To his compatriot Griezmann, in for Saul. Real as a youngster before he switched colors.
Been wonderful for the Spanish national team as well. Lately, a celebratory set of performances by Saul Niguez for the national team. Keep it nicely again.
Rodri. Saul. Back for Hernandez. Wide for Juan Fran. Fakes the cross. Guile, but then need a little more sharpness on the delivery. And Courtois impeded.
Been well handled by this referee this game. To and fro, he's calling them both ways a lot of the time. Well, most of the time. Very little given. Even some of the harsher challenges, odds are being produced at the right time, but he's letting the big boys play. Nice edge about the game as well, without it being boiled over.
Still early, Ray.
Good.
Gross. Benz. Ramos.
Luka trying to get into more advanced positions here, and it's a good sign for Real Madrid. There you go.
They do, but Kroos's pass deflects off. Good stop by Rodri. Through now, and a foot race for Costa. Staying back. Courtois, and he kicks it wide. It will be a corner. He's different, but it's working.
Comes in beautifully, beautiful from Griezmann. Again, he takes off like a teenager on a hot rod. Great sprint. He's onside. Got a lot to do. His first touch is nice. Right foot of the outside again, and again catches the trailing arm of Courtois at the back. But unquestionably, good save, and the narrowing of that angle was key.
8 minutes left in the opening half. Top of the box. Felipe Luis rattles off the ref. It appears now a foul in the box the other way. And Keylor Navas probably would have approached that breakaway differently, but for the second time this half, Courtois has kept the ball out.
Yeah, one with his head, and the other one with a legitimately wonderful save. He gets enough on it, but man alive, that was so close to getting past that big glove again. Gets the job done by hook or by crook.
Along with Jose Antonio Reyes, the only players to suit up in both uniforms in this derby this century. Many of the Atleti players admit they were a little surprised and disappointed that Courtois went to the whites. They knew he wanted to come back to Madrid, but
this is a stadium, of course, that he won the Copa del Rey in as an Atlético Madrid goalkeeper. Oh, what a challenge that is.
Meanwhile, as we take a look at Jan Oblak back there, it's not like there was any room in the Atletico win either. Albanian's been nearly perfect. Kroos across, flicked away, lifted back but wide. Goal kick Atleti.
No Marcelo, sadly, for Real Madrid, and missing that extra spark of invention, pushing up, but certainly against this Atletico Madrid team, that back four certainly need to be careful and not committing too far up and too often, as El Presidente is looked down, and they are entertained.
Ricky Cerezo on the right, Florentino Perez on the left.
Good play.
Perez busy trying to sell an expansion to this legendary stadium.
From Coquet, threads this one in, and Felipe Luis not unlucky just to get that final touch to take it to that dead ball line there. It's been Atletico Madrid undoubtedly that's had the clearer opportunities in this match.
Wide for Asensio.
Oh, he's in.
Bumps into Jimenez. No foul. In for Benzema. And Godin there just in time. Now Real Madrid heading towards that halftime whistle, putting their foot down, and Bale on a hop, but Oblak was there.
There's one Fran that got caught out in that right back position and allowed Asensio to skip the light. Fantastic. Here's Gareth adjusting it and then whistling this one. Wonderful dynamic and great athleticism to step through with that power. Never going to trouble Big Jan with that. Ex-Benfica man in goal.
Foul against Real Madrid. Modric thought it went the other way. 5 straight at the Bernabeu. Atleti unbeaten, 3 wins and 2 draws. And on track to make it 6 in a row. The second minute. From about 45, caressing it in. Griezmann in the box, settles, keeps it alive. Felipe Luis cross deflected. Battling for it, Jimenez and Godin. And now Costa dribbled away. Asensio, but Juan Fran reads it well. No score through the opening 42. Oh, ball from Oblak, and oh my! Asensio with a gift, but quickly re-wrapped by Oblak.
Hardly a gift, but it's a danger, all right. No intention other than stepping through this ball, but man alive, it just complete luck that that one doesn't ricochet off Asensio into the back of an open net. That's very unusual for Oblak to be that far off with his clearance.
There's Asensio.
When I say it wasn't a gift, Phil, I don't know how much Asensio could have done to readjust it. It was just blasted right at him. But he closed down the space on Oblak very well.
If you missed anything, you can catch it at the half on our Volkswagen Express. Bale stretches, drives, delivers, and Godin returns to sender. Getting a little restless here at the Santiago Bernabeu.
I think they're liking this little uptick in the last 5 minutes. Finally, Real Madrid turning the tables, and set pieces provided by this man are usually silver bullets. Look out for Ramos.
Near post, looking just that way. Costa read it. Asensio retreats. Here's Carvajal. The score held. Real would be level on points. Atleti would be leaped by Sevilla on the day, but still in the top 4.
Oh.
Just behind Bale. Koke gets a boot out.
Well played. Casemiro gets his skeleton key out and just ushers this ball through. Well, didn't even look as if the passing lane was there, but Casemiro finds an opening, and Gareth drives into the passing lane ahead of the pass, and he nearly is able to control it. But again, Atletico Madrid's defense comes to the rescue, just behind him right there. So close. A wonderful pass by Casemiro.
Again with Koke, Rodri and Saul, numbers in that midfield to cover. Oblak clears the first attacker this time.
Griezmann asking for the flick on there from Diego.
In for Kroos. Bale back. There has been a bit of stoppage. Ramos needing to be patched up twice. See a couple of minutes perhaps to be added to this first half. Just away from Griezmann.
Landed the bullfighters, and they like those big red capes out as they come charging in. Ole!
Close with Bale pushing forward. Single minute to be added to this opening stanza.
Good switch. Inside's on. Delivered.
Gets it there. Good run, Modric. Chips it high. Carvajal one time. Intercepted by Rodri. Battle in the box, and it's cleared away.
But the options are the two big men waiting on that back post, and Gareth Bale and Benzema tried to go the intricate way through, the primrose way, but just getting blocked off.
65% possession for Real Madrid, outshooting Atleti 6-5. Still level on the scoreboard. Chance for Lamar, bumped, and that'll be a free kick for Atleti. Do they have time? Do they have an interest? To the dressing room, knotted at 0. Courtois coming up huge, physically and literally.
Unfortunately, with the first one, that ball had beaten him, and his trailing head saved him. But he did it, and that's why the scoreline is what it is. So well played, All Black. Well played, Courtois, and the rest of the lads.
No score in the derby at the break. Trying to cool things off at the Santiago Bernabeu. They might need to turn the sprinklers on in the dressing room. This match brought to you by Volkswagen, just moments away from the start of the second half. And some controversy in the first half as to a chance from the spot that never got pointed. The fans in the stands right now looking on, awaiting their goal as we gear up for the start of the second half. See if we can take a closer look at that no call against Casemiro. And it does look like there has been a change. Second half underway, and there is a change. It is Dani Ceballos into the midfield, and Gareth Bale has been withdrawn. Chance for Griezmann, but it bounds to the big Courtois. Did not appear as though the Welshman was ailing, so this might just be tactical. We'll find out shortly. See if we can get down pitch level and figure things out. Asensio leaning forward. A lot more responsibility here with Bale out. Godin shuts him down the first time. Ceballos, more mobility. Maybe not quite as good on that pass as he should have been. Costa knocks it back. The ball forward for Griezmann. That goes awry. And let's take a look again at the challenge from Griezmann and Casemiro.
From that angle, I thought it looked like a legitimate penalty call, and the Real Madrid players were having their hearts in their mouths. But on that angle, the ball comes in from a very close distance. The arm is to the side and a little bit beyond. Very, very arguable, but there's a legitimate dispute. I think the referee may have got it right, but man, from those two angles, it just shows you how look can change.
Well, early on, Bale sent one shot that just missed the post.
Who's in?
Deflected away straight to Casemiro. Sends that one to the dressing room.
Oh, for a Brazilian, that's one to hang your head in shame. The ball pops free to him, and it's just 3 points. But instead of striking through low towards that post, he's got plenty of time to make his mind up and pick his spot. Casemiro, that's a big fish off the hook there. You think it was a pen, Phil?
From the first angle, it looked nailed on.
Yeah.
And even from the second angle, we've seen them called.
Yeah.
But we probably would be saying it probably shouldn't have been. So it's, again, just a reminder, don't let your kids grow up to be referees.
Well, it could have went to VAR, though. Huh?
And it seemed as though he elected not even to listen or ask for VAR assistance. Down goes Ceballos. The substitute is hurt. And a yellow card against Juan Fran. Doesn't appear to be much, but you don't want your sub to be subbed. The man in black on the right. For how much longer?
Well played, Benzema.
Rebuilt Atletico, and a lot of clubs have been calling. Modric, decent ball in, but doesn't clear Godin.
Modric wants that one back too low. Casemiro on the inside as well. Would have been flicked on for Toni Kroos, but he goes for direct into the box and nowhere near enough height. Now the Gareth Bale substitutes got me scratching my head. There's a number of good opportunities created by Gareth's, not just industry, but touch on the ball. He's had his injury. And of course, big game coming up against CSKA Moscow.
It didn't appear as though he was injured, but then again, considering all of the time he has been with Real Madrid, that's going to be a concern. So it looks to be a tactical switch. We have Nacho some help over here on the left. Driving to the inside. Now a chance for Casemiro.
Just look at how much Bale was actually involved in that first half, though. Asensio not quite so much. Asensio's got to step his game up a little bit more here. He's capable of it, man.
Ceballos is as well. Finds Asensio. Low to the near post. Oblak makes the stop.
Nice run into the box. Run dictates the pass. Nice feed from Danny. Not many other options for Asensio other than to hit towards goal, and he'd already read him like Jack and Jill.
Ramos retreats, sneaks it up the line. It'll trickle away, a distance away. Throw in at Leti. No, that one just kept in play by Felipe Luis. In, Casemiro out. Word from the field, might be a right groin pull for Gareth Bale. Again, nothing official yet. Try and get you that as the game progresses or on extra afterwards.
Did that before, hasn't he? Trouble with that groin.
Almost away from Lamar. Leti trying to pin Real Madrid back. Well, a far cry better for Real Madrid than their last game against Sevilla, but.
And on that note, Phil, much better performance by Courtois. There'll be a confidence booster, keeping out those two great opportunities from Atleti after that 3-0 shellacking from Sevilla. So that's a good confidence booster for Thibaut.
Luis, many thought he would have moved on during the transfer window. And Atleti electing to hold on. Rodri taken down from behind. Carvajal already had a caution in the first half.
Played well. Carvajal. They're missing games with his own injuries. Slotted right back into the slipstream of Real Madrid. Missing the other side, though. Fluminense man.
You have Alvaro Odriozola, the promising young player brought in from Sociedad as a backup for Carvajal, and he's looked rather good. Carvajal still Spain's top right back.
For all the criticism, and he deserved it, Marcelo, in that last game, Phil. Of course, he's out with an injury, but Real Madrid certainly miss his drive and invention going the other way in games like this in particular. It's a good ball.
Sliding over Jimenez, and he shuts it down.
Well won. Oh.
And now, is this going to be dangerous player? It looks like that's the call, and it's the assistant on the far side, Cesar Noval, who appears to get the referee's attention.
Free hopping ball, and certainly Jimenez comes in and wins it before the challenge comes through from Asensio with his heel, it looked like, but it's that extension of the leg and the cleats being shown. And referee, as you said, Phil, I think got the message from his assistant, and again, the German World Cup winner steps up here.
Approaching the 10-minute mark of the second half. Kroos has been rather vocal about the performance and the effort from some of his teammates. Now let's see if he can step up to the challenge. 3 in the wall. About 30 yards out on an angle. Whipped across to the 6. Well covered Saul. Back to Asensio, in for Carvajal. Griezmann over. Rodri with the touch. Mar da Costa back to the Frenchman. In for Koke. Ramos read it all the way. Felipe Luis slamming into Carvajal to clear it. The right back down in pain.
Costa going down there after feeling a little hand on his back by Sergio Ramos, but this was what happened earlier.
Well, with VAR, maybe those a little less likely to work than they used to in the past. '96 prior times these two teams have met at the Bernabeu. 55 wins for Real Madrid.
They had
just 16 for Atleti. This is a different Atleti under Simeone. Modric. Wide for Ceballos. Drags it across. Back for Kroos. In for Asensio. Now Nacho. Sliding in Juan Fran.
needed to be covered there from Carvajal, or being 2-on-1 against the captain.
Ayos. And singing in the background, others trying to build a rhythm for this Real Madrid side.
They're finding the rhythm all right, but no penetration so far. This will be swept there wide, perhaps.
Ayos.
That's where they're going.
Carvajal. Kind of interesting they went with Ceballos. Now maybe a bit more experience than some of the other options. Dribbles into danger, but then Costa pocket picked by Kroos, and Saul returns the favor. Things getting a little chippy, but back to the near side. Ramos.
A real sword fencing type of game, this, man. It's thrust and parry both ways, but in this second half, some good adjustments, it seems, by Lopetegui. And they are moving the ball nicely, but they're certainly missing that penetration of the Gareth Bale runs. anything in the box here.
Benz with the overlap if he wants. Takes it to the goal line, sneaks it in, blasted away. Ceballos in the way, but can't control. Ray, what I meant by Ceballos' insertion, Lopetegui electing to go to a 4-4-2.
Oh!
Benz gets bumped down. Jimenez holds his hands up in innocence, and the referee agrees. He had on the bench the likes of Vasquez, who can play a wing. He had on the bench Mariano, and you could perhaps push Benzema wide. He had on the bench the young Brazilian Vinicius, but he elected to stick in another playmaking midfielder. Maybe this is why. Lemar with the trip, and it looks like a card. It is. Second against Atleti.
Wonderful readjustment of his balance before this challenge comes through from Thomas. Ooh.
Don't give the ref the chance to make a call. There was a bump.
It was a touch for sure. I'm not sure Benzema's not looking for more there, but it's worth the gamble. Jimenez saying he barely touched the Frenchman.
By the way, it does seem to be confirmation. The right adductor, so the groin muscle, the 20th time that Gareth Bale has been injured while at Real Madrid.
Angle this one just a little bit too far out, I think, for any of these players. Maybe not for Gareth Bale, who would have probably lit this one, but it's a nice option. Either the strike at goal or that little dink over the top. It'd have to be delicate as a mother's kiss.
This used to be the Cristiano special. It's Casemiro. Angel Correa looks like he's loose and ready for Atleti. Lemar with the yellow. Maybe that will be the end of his day. And it will be for Lemar.
Showed up well in that first half on a number of times, and it's really a lot like for like. This is a dangerous player coming in with full quality.
Maybe even a little bit more of a nose for goal himself.
Yeah.
Ceballos limping a bit.
Well, he's been in the battles right from the get-go. He hasn't been pulling out at all. Second half certainly gone down a gear compared to that pulsating first half.
Hand came up. Correa goes down right in front of the assistant referee on the near side, Diego Barbero. Ramos pleading his innocence, but the referee disagrees.
I'm not too sure if it's this referee's decision or his assistant. It happens right in front, and there you see Sergio Ramos in front of the referee's assistant. Slaps across. No real need, but he certainly caught him. Ramos pleading his innocence, saying it was accidental. All the big dog cranes up for the red and white stripes, especially him.
Okay, we'll leave it. Griezmann delivers, sends it in, and an easy grab for Courtois. Appeared to be impeded, but he gets it out far side. Carvajal now. A little surprised that Atleti hasn't had more success on those set plays with the likes of Godin, Jimenez, and Costa. Now a foul as Carvajal goes down. Rodri whistle.
Shows him the ball. Trying to go through the nutmegs.
Seems a bit harsh, although Lopetegui from 70 yards away saw something different. Rodri has done well but still learning what it's like at this level.
Positions are certainly fraught with danger, but neither team being able to really execute. Stony Cross has sent in some wonderful gifts to be attacked. Anybody open at this time? This is a different one. The pullback is on for the red-hot cracked goal from Carvajal or Luca.
But on there, makes the run, cleared away, out for the throw. By the way, speaking of yellows, they were asking for one there on Rodri. Ceballos was the one that has now earned 2 yellow cards since coming in the second half. And one of them led to the departure of Lamar. See if he can do anything on the scoreboard. Poked free by Correa. Up steps Kroos. Blasted long. Chance for Costa, but on with the angle though. For Casemiro. Ramos. Simeone moving the chess pieces. Soft from Benz. Pops on Modric. Takes a shot from distance just wide.
Wide man's asking for it. Lucas says, I see you. I don't think I need you. Danny sets him up just out of picture. There's the inviting pass, but worth a pop-it goal.
Is there a goal in this one, Ray?
I think so.
No foul. Sliding away. 33 years of age, Juan Fran now. Looked like Versalco had replaced him, but now he is gone. Looked like Arias would step in, but he's on the bench. And Juan Fran still patrolling that right flank. Sloppy ball from Luca. Okay, intercepts. Costa makes the run, but the pass never came. Correa begging, but it takes a while.
Risky ball, that one from Juan Fran.
Out for Kroos. It's 3v2 if they play their angles. Kroos slots it. Asensio shoots it. All Black saves it wide for the corner.
What a miss, but what a save. Beautiful lead. This is a bad giveaway from Juan Fran earlier on, and it leads to this. And the German World Cup winner sets it up for Asensio. He does everything right. Get the right height over the top of the sliding goalkeeper. Beautiful save by Big Jan.
In-swinger from Asensio. Plays his line Oblak. Loose in the 6. And it trickles wide off Nacho. Nope, they're going to say off the defense. Another corner. Off the hand, but no intent. Back for Ceballos. Thought about it. Now does it. Kroos to the 6. Cleared by Juan Fran. Loose in the box. Slammed away by Felipe Luis. Now it's Costa. Dragging it in a foot race.
Got no runs going on. Got to go solo.
Slams into Luca, who makes the stop. We keep asking, is there a goal? Is there a goal? 2 of the best goalkeepers on earth are out there making sure there isn't.
That's right. World class. Their moments of need, being the rescuers.
Ceballos cutting in to favor his right. Mentioned 5 straight without defeat for Atleti at the Bernabeu. Only once in history has Real Madrid gone 6 games in a row without grabbing a win. And that was nearly a century ago. Valencia. 70 years ago, in fact, back in the 40s. Midway through the second half, and a change for Atleti, and this is going to be interesting. Partido can play pretty much anywhere central midfield. Tended to be more defensive when he came up through Atleti, but an offensive playmaker with Ghana.
There's a full complement of toys. Here another look at Jan Oblak weaving his spider's web in front of Asensio. Again, Asensio does everything right. He gets the angle, he gets the height on his chip. He's a goalkeeper, ex-goalkeeper. He knows that sometimes they deny, not even when they're expecting to.
It is Diego Costa who exits.
At his moment, but not exactly the most involved game we've seen from Costa. Thomas Partey.
Now over 600 minutes, Ray, and still searching for his first goal.
Yeah.
Diego Costa. A little hop from Juan Fran on the throw. Looks like Partey is going to slide in, which means Saul will move forward in the midfield, and Griezmann will get some help with Correa on that front line. So, as you see, tight in those midfield four. Nacho. Benzema quiet in the second half. Helps win it back here, though. Rodri. Saul. Casemiro sweeps it back. Again, breathless stuff, but it's more the midfield maestros at the moment. Bahal keeps it in before he's taken out. Reaching for the pocket again. The card against Koke. Third against Atleti. Final 20 minutes of regulation. Gross delivers. Cleared by Jimenez. One touch Ceballos, another hard hit, but Juan Fran gets the ball away.
Oh, hard hit. A great challenge. Gets all ball. Well, these two teams, there's frog's hair between both of them. Real Madrid's certainly been more resurgent in the first half, in the second half, and you got that feeling that if that go-ahead goal does come, that'll be it. But these teams looking at that one goal as if to say that'll be top of the table in the Primera of Spain. But it'd take a brave man to put the money down on which team. Cancelling each other out absolutely wonderfully.
When it comes to Simeone's time in these derbies, anything can happen.
Yeah.
He's gone up against Real Madrid 27 times, Ray. 9 times he's won, 9 times he's lost, and 9 times he's drawn. This, I guess, the rubber match. Soft touch behind Jimenez. The Uruguayan launching it. Correa just in case. Partey. Juan Fran. Back for the big Ghanaian. Felipe Luis. Struggled at Chelsea, did the Brazilian left back, but back to his best with Atleti. Saul
played.
Shielded by Rodri. Wide for Felipe Luis. Dangerous inside, but Ramos cuts it out.
He needed to. Correa arriving like a ghost through the fog there. was latching onto that if it had found its way through, but the captain comes out. Look out!
And a chance now with a full speed ahead
Got
for
support
Asensio.
outside.
Tries to find Benzema, but in the way was Jimenez.
And the frustrations of the crowd coming down. This wonderful footballer again's got an opportunity to send Benzema in, and maybe took one extra touch on it, and it was blocked out when he tried to find the square ball he played.
Griezmann and his speed keeps it in, forcing Varane to touch it for the corner.
Benzema completely free once Asensio reads Godin here and streaking away. Then that pass was never going to be finding Benzema. He wanted the pass played in earlier into space for Benzema to race onto. Gone now.
Asensio almost parried an interception off an Oblak clearance in the first half. Inside, easy grab for Courtois. Of course, it helps when you can see across everyone's head standing still. Now Varane out for Kroos. He slid a little more centrally. Ceballos. Varane. Trying to draw Atleti out, but the Madrid fans want them to be a bit more proactive. Chance in for Asensio, through Godin, but Saul there to sweep it clear. By the way, Benzema, the big man up front. 2 shots on the day, although neither on target. That's still much better than his last 4 games. Got out red hot, ice cold.
Oh, nicely.
In past Juan front, Nacho across, rattles around, and Godin pokes it free.
So unlucky that time. Nacho and Real Madrid. Benzema coming in with the intimidating directness of a torpedo. Wanted the ball served in. It gets served, but it gets cut out and rattles off of 2 of the Atletico men.
Real tightening the clamps. Also round the referee to Carvajal. Coming into today, Karim Benzema not only had gone the last 4 games without a goal, he'd gone the last 4 games without a shot on goal. Well, actually, that would be 5 as far as shots on goal right now. 15 minutes left. Benz.
Quick.
Ceballos. Samiro shows. Poked through the legs. Jimenez clears. Back, screams Simeone. Wants his team to try and pin Real back. Easier said than done. Ate dropping off as Kroos dribbles. Still 2 substitutes left for Real Madrid, and they do have Mariano and Vinicius on the bench, as well as Lucas Vazquez.
Poor ball that time from Benzema.
Good stop by Casemiro, but it bounces Partey's way. Ramos read it well. Around Juan Fran. Bends to the inside, and Juan Fran back in time.
Forced to go solo, no release, but he gets it back.
Kroos pokes it away from Saul. Here's Ceballos. Ex-Bayern man in for Ceballos. That was
second half. Certainly chances have been there for Real Madrid to create a little bit more, but either they've been sloppy with the final ball or the defense of Atletico just saving them.
Nacho. Godin could have let it go, but heads it clear. Modric in a clash of 10s collides with Correa. Now Ramos from distance.
Oh,
Pushes into the box. Ceballos, edge of the 18. Modric pulls it to his right. Dishes. Carvajal slapped away by Oblak.
Well, he stings this one to goal, and he's got good targets on the inside, but he cannot look away from the red-hot shot that's directed right at Jan Oblak. But Ramos was there, Benzema were there, square. But taking the coolness of a circus knife thrower to try to find them.
Vasquez seemingly stretching on the bench, maybe the next to come in for Real Madrid. Kroos tries to get around Correa, but can't. Jimenez dribbles inside to his right foot, and Modric almost pounces.
There's that clear shot at goal, but he doesn't step through with enough power towards the far post. And just out of picture were 2 or 3 white shirts square to him, but you've got to have a crack at goal. And Carvajal being able to step through that with purpose, it might have been able to beat Jan Oblak, because Vasquez about to enter, and not getting too many opportunities this year under Lopetegui, and a super dangerous footballer.
Brave touch by Jimenez. Here comes Atleti the other way. Griezmann forward, Koke back. Wide for Felipe Luis. 4-3 in the box. Snap down. Correa falls for Griezmann in the 18. Poked away before Juan Fran can get there.
Nacho that comes with his big toe and the big save. Griezmann's wonderful on the hold-up. Comes off the arms of Ramos, but it's too close to him to get out of the way. He has the coolness of Griezmann. And it's never going to call that for handball. It just comes onto him right on top of the flashing header of Correa. A little fortunate, but unlucky Griezmann not to find his runner.
The corner, Koke drives it in. Cleared to the top. Correa tees. Partey shoots. Ramos flips it away. Well, we'll be asking a lot for Vinicius to come into a match like this. They do have Mariano, but instead they're going Vasquez, staying wide. Here's Carvajal. Modric got away from him. Koke steals it. Nice spin from Rodri. Real drops back to catch their breath. He's kind of like the later rounds of those heavyweight duels, awaiting maybe for the final round or two with haymakers. 10 minutes left. Will there be a goal? 3 saves for Courtois, 5 for Oblak to keep it scoreless. Ramos, top of the 18. Casemiro does the rest. Okay. Jimenez. Godin. Rodri. Came over from Villarreal, but he got his start in the Atleti youth system, so a homecoming of sorts for Hernandez. Gifted right back by Real Madrid. The fans not happy. Felipe Luis. Nacho over to defend. And now Vasquez will come in. And it is going to be for Luka Modric. FIFA's best takes a seat.
Again, pulling him off, a little tired as the game wore on, but full of commitment, endeavour, invention, as always. Trying to push him up a little bit more to be the lock picker, but against this Atletico Madrid team, trying to get the pod bay doors to open by Hal. He ain't gonna do it.
Well, Thibaut Courtois and Jan Oblak won't either. Ceballos and Jimenez, the others, as that long range shot sails wide. Our Ford man of the match. Cast your vote on Twitter at beIN Sports USA. Eight minutes remain.
Oh, he's in.
Bounces over, scrambling back. Godin, Asensio pulling away on the left foot, but he cannot get the cross past Jimenez.
Decision, again, a little slow by Asensio. He had two wonderful opportunities begging on the inside, but he gets the corner. Nothing.
7.5 minutes
Asensio,
remain.
good options left and right as the electric Brazilian looks to come in, perhaps. Certainly a special player. No problems here for Jan Oblak. Poor ball in.
Meanwhile, the Croatian sensation, Niko Kalinic, let's just say his World Cup did not go according to his dreams. Under pressure. And then Koke with the release valve. Gets it back from Correa. Arte pushing forward. Luis out wide. Taken down at the edge. It's Casemiro earning the free kick. And it will be Rodri who exits. And this is intriguing. Taking out the midfielder and sticking in a striker. So going back to three up front. The ex-Milan man. Did his best scoring with the Viola of Fiorentina. His third appearance all off the bench for his new club Atlético.
Dangerous player for sure. Novi flashing lighthouse he will be to find on the inside in these dying minutes. Very good in the air. Nice mobility downstairs as well, Kalinic. You got to find him first. But he is capable of delivering that knockout, but Real Madrid still searching the other way. Be a bit more direct, this irritable crowd now.
Wide for Ceballos.
Player.
Knocked back to Kroos. Wide for Vasquez on the left side. Kroos switches. Carvajal. Asensio staying to help. Vasquez weaving. Sharper movement now from Real. 5 minutes remain.
Nicely.
Back for Kroos, but blocked by Saúl. That was the Toni Kroos special. Carvajal into the 6. Down goes Benz. There was a tangle. The referee says nothing. Ramos on top of Kalinic. His first touch is the ground. Real pushing forward again. Rahal holds on into the corner. It will hold in for Asensio, blocked by Godin. Scooting it forward for Griezmann. Kalinic was upfield.
Oh, lovely touch.
Vasquez measures, delivers, but Jimenez intercepts. Faking the shot. Ceballos spinning back to his right. Correa staying with them stride for stride. Ramos had stayed forward, but his pass back goes awry. Nothing there. And nothing there. Oh. By the way, Kalinic, over 54 goals over a 3-year span, but it's been a while, and this one is intriguing. This is what a lot of the Real Madrid fans have been waiting for. The next superstar in the making, but Is he ready? Not a lot of time, but Vinicius Jr. looks like he'll be the final sub. Getting a last word of wisdom from Lopetegui. 3 goals in his 3 games with Real Madrid's Castilla, and about to make his first team debut. Asensio, shoulder to shoulder, says the ref. Throw in Atlético. And it will be Karim Benzema who will exit. And Vinicius Jr., the 18-year-old from Sao Gonçalo, the ex-Flamengo man, with his Real Madrid debut.
Well, he's been absolutely rattling them in a wonderful way for Real Madrid's B team, and he has been super impressive in striking the back of the net in a number of ways. He'll attack you with the pace in front of him, and even in tight confines, this man on the ball.
His first touch.
Been absolutely magical.
Kroos looking to thread it in, taking the scenic route. Vinicius in the 18 to the goal line, squared, but it trickles in for Oblak.
Good first touches on the youngster. Got the time.
Final minute of regulation approaches.
Nice knock.
And it's back for Griezmann. Wide for Koke. Keeps it going. Felipe Luis. Now Correa. Chips it around. Kalinic could get there. Ramos just rolls through. Now out for Vinicius. He's got some speed. Cuts to the inside. Gets the roll. Double teamed, and down he goes. '90th minute is here.
Yeah, that glimpse of that Quicksilver ability with him. Just pace. He's got the skill and the touch. He might be in.
And a chance, but the through ball from Kroos. Jimenez kept him covered.
That's what he's about. That run just wasn't there early enough for Toni Kroos to pick him out to perfection.
Vinicius Jr., the first player born after the year 2000 to suit up for Real Madrid. Griezmann at the edge, and Courtois just enough. Three minutes added. There have been chances. 22 to be exact. Felipe Luis sweeps it away. Throw in Real. Nacho. Kroos sees the run of Vasquez, but sends it long. Okay, got underneath it. And that's going to be a throw in box high for Real. Well, Atleti has kind of fought their way back into the picture. Vinicius tries to get around Jimenez.
Had a great game.
We're still just 7 games into the new campaign. The big winner this round might be Sevilla, following up on their win over Real, and now jumping into 3rd place under Pablo Machin. Still time, though. Sweet feet from Correa. Nacho with the tackle, and that's going to be a foul and a caution. 3rd against Real Madrid. So Barcelona 14 points, Real Madrid 14 points, Sevilla 13, Atleti 12, and then Alaves and Espanyol surprisingly at 11. Just 3 points separate the top 6. And some of the Real Madrid fans, well, maybe there's a special on tapas across the street. Will they scramble back to their seat with 1 minute left? Carvajal, Vinicius, and he pulls towards goal, taking down Correa. Another card.
Correa knows full well what this man is capable of, and especially with that space in front of him. Played Vinicius Jr., break dances, and then gets up and gets clipped. And one last set play to defend for the share of the spoils. But Real Madrid have got other ideas. Ramos comes to the big dance along with Varane.
Last roll of the dice. Real Madrid with Kroos into the 6, headed up and wide by Varane. And that's going to do it. Scoreless in the derby.
Well, lots of tremendous chances, a pulsating, enthralling, absorbing game. But the goalkeepers it is who come and claim the big points in the full applause. No way through for the Magic Men on both sides, but they had their chances. Diego Costa comes and sees the big black octopus spread his tentacles. This one's directly at Courtois, no problem there. But at the other end, there'd be equally brilliant saves. Griezmann has the best chance, and he beats Courtois, but his head comes to the rescue that time, not his hands.
Courtois keeping Atleti at bay. 6 saves for Oblak in the other direction. Not for a lack of trying, but no goals on the day. Neither team really able to take advantage of Barcelona's stumble earlier today, and the derby goes in the books as a draw. Well, smiles on the referee's face. Dreams of what might have been for the players. Real Madrid level on points, and Atleti falls to 4th.
How was Spain? They go crazy for soccer. And you know what? It's totally contagious. When you watch a match, you become one of them. Can't be soccer. That's got to be something else.
La Liga was brought to you in part by AT&T and Ford. Llega más lejos.